Welcome to Hampton Roads Chamber Chats. I'm Priscilla Monti, Senior Vice President for Programs and Communications for the Chamber. We record Chamber Chats every other week to highlight a local business leader to help show you how we are living our mission, how we are setting the conditions for businesses to succeed. Joining me today, we have Glynn, who is the President, Town Bank, Hampton Roads, and Northeastern North Carolina. Don is a wonderful friend of the Chambers, and Town Bank has been a wonderful strategic partner for the Hampton Roads Chamber since Town Bank started in 1999. And one of the signature programs that Town Bank has been such a big part of is our State of the City series. State of the City series is continuing for 2021. We're very, very excited about that. Don, tell me first off, let's start off with just a little bit about Town Bank.
Wonderful. It's great to be here with you today, Priscilla. I'm happy to be talking with all of you today as well. As Priscilla said, Town Bank has been very proud to be a long-term strategic partner of the Hampton Roads Chamber for now going on 22 years. We'll be celebrating Town Bank's birthday next month on April 8th, and we've been serving the business community here in Hampton Roads for over 22 years. We're very proud of our partnership, again, with the Chamber as well as the business community as a whole throughout all of the Hampton Roads region, the Richmond market, Central North Carolina. We now have locations, more than 40 locations throughout Richmond, Williamsburg, Hampton Roads, Northeastern North Carolina, as well as our recent expansion into Raleigh, Charlotte, Greensboro, and Greenville, North Carolina also. So our town family has grown tremendously over the last 22 years. We started off with just 3 locations that were here in our legacy market of Hampton Roads in Chesapeake, Portsmouth, and Virginia Beach. We've now grown to over 43 locations and 2,800 family members throughout each of the markets that we serve.
Well, and the lure is that it all started in Bob Aston's garage in Portsmouth.
It did. That is true. It started in Bob Aston's garage in Portsmouth, Virginia, so we can proudly say we are the only bank headquartered out of Portsmouth, Virginia. I was thankful to be one of those bankers joining Bob and a veteran group of other bankers. 23 years ago, actually, we were in the garage prior to our opening, building and planning for the future.
You were entrepreneurs before entrepreneurs were cool. You just didn't know it, right? So why is it so important for Town Bank to be part of the State of the City series each year? As the presenting sponsor, you play a big role.
Well, like your motto at the Chamber, that you mean business, Town Bank is in that business as well. We are committed to helping businesses be successful, for folks that want to have that entrepreneurial spirit and start a new business opportunity in this market. We want to be there to help those dreams come true. So our partnership is wonderful because we are all vested in the continued economic growth of our Hampton Roads region.
And I always think it's so touching how each of your regional presidents always has a nice relationship with the mayor of that city. I mean, we never have to, you all know each other and work together, and so it's not strangers.
Yes, well, one of the premises and strategic objectives of Town Bank when we started was that we wanted to have local ownership of the company. We wanted to have local bankers running the leadership teams of each of our regions. They live and work and raise their families in each of those communities. So when they get up to introduce the mayor, it's a friend of theirs. It's someone that they have had a relationship both personally, professionally, and they're vested in helping each of those cities have long-term success.
Each of the 5 cities in our region is quite different, and each State of the City is quite different. So let's just go through each one and tell me what you look forward to about each of the different states of the city. So we'll start with Virginia Beach because that'll be first on March 17th.
Okay, well, Virginia Beach, oh my goodness, I love attending this one. I think it may be our largest State of the City with attendance because we have that wonderful Virginia Beach Conference Center to fill up, and I think we have more than 1,000 to 1,200 folks typically joining us for that event. And I love attending that one and seeing the energy and the power of just all of the business professionals that are there in that room. Also being able to hear what's going on, especially with tourism, because that's so important to our Virginia Beach community. I love hearing what is going on in the hotel industry, the restaurant industry, and a wonderful opportunity to showcase that beautiful oceanfront community.
Chesapeake will be next this year on March 25th.
So Chesapeake is near and dear to my heart as well. I actually led our Chesapeake region for many years, so I really was committed to helping grow that market and worked very closely with the mayors there in that city as well. We're fortunate that in Chesapeake, we have a Fortune 500 company with having Dollar Tree, who is, I believe, one of your strategic partners at the Chamber as well. So I always love being able to hear their plans for helping to partner and grow our Chesapeake market as well.
Yeah, they'll be updating us this year on the summit point that they're building. Portsmouth is on April 16th.
Well, Portsmouth, we have a new mayor that will be showcasing and debuting for his first state of the city, Shannon Glover. So I'm looking forward to attending that and seeing his vision and strategic plans for the city of Portsmouth. Portsmouth is near and dear to my heart. As you said, that's where Town Bank started our roots in Portsmouth, and the Portsmouth business community has been so supportive of our town family. But also, I'm a Portsmouth girl. I was born and raised in Portsmouth, so very passionate. I love the rich history in the Old Town community, and I love seeing the renewed energy and emphasis on the continued growth in Portsmouth.
Portsmouth always has great restaurants.
They do, they do.
Norfolk is on April 22nd.
Well, we're right here in Norfolk, and oh my goodness, isn't there lots going on in the city of Norfolk? There's going to be a lot, I'm sure, that Kenny Alexander is updating us on with the recent announcements of the possibilities of casinos coming to both here in Norfolk and the other side of the water in Portsmouth. I think we're going to see tremendous growth and revitalization coming to both our Norfolk region and Portsmouth regions and communities as well.
And those will be nice for workforce development.
Absolutely.
Bring some high-paying jobs.
Yes, we're also excited. Our Town Bank family is going to be moving in, a significant number of our family members, to the previous Norfolk Southern building right here in downtown Norfolk. So we're excited that we're going to be moving approximately 500 employees that will now be walking the streets of Norfolk and supporting the restaurants and the local businesses here in downtown Norfolk as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then Suffolk is on May 18th.
Yes, Suffolk will have another new mayor, Mike Duman. It will be his first state of the city. Looking forward to what Mike has to share. I currently am a resident of Suffolk and our member service center for Town Bank. We have a very large campus and a significant investment in the city of Suffolk as well. So looking forward to hearing about their continued growth in the business community as well.
The pandemic struck the region right after we did the Chesapeake State of the City, and then we did the Virginia Beach State of the City, and then we all went home and we didn't see anybody for almost a year. What stands out to you about those events?
Wow, I wish we could have continued them all. Each of these events, I leave them with just this renewed sense of optimism and energy when I hear all of the wonderful, exciting things that are going on in the community. And I see it as a wonderful networking opportunity for myself and all of the other business professionals that are there. And it truly was just a major shock, I think, to all of our systems, those of us that love being out and about, that, oh my goodness, we don't have that opportunity and that date on our calendar now to look forward to.
Yeah.
So I greatly missed that we weren't able to continue those opportunities. But I think the Chamber has done a wonderful job while working remotely and still communicating with the business community and sharing the good news that has continued to go on in these challenging times.
Well, and that's exactly where we are. So this year, State of the City series, we're moving forward on the scheduled dates. The governor's restrictions mean that for the March events, we can only have 10 people in the room. Hopefully April and May we'll be able to have more, but for March we can only have 10 people in the room. So we will be live streaming the whole event, but all of the speakers will be in the room together. What would you say, again, focusing on the message and what the speakers have to say, everybody's gonna miss being in that room with 1,200 people. How do we get over that?
Well, I think we've all been adapting to these new virtual meetings, and we're all participating and engaging with the community with WebEx and Zoom. I think we've all become experts at that. But it is a little bit of a challenge to make that emotional attachment and engage emotionally and connect with the folks that you're having that meeting with. So I've found some best practices that I'll utilize with very important meetings is, number one, take the time to be committed to watching the presentation so that you are fully engaged. So take a few moments to say, I'm going to dedicate the next 1 hour to listening to what's going on in my community so that I can make a difference and I can share that story with other folks that I interact with. So really focus for just that 1 hour. So maybe don't try and multitask. I'm a multitasker, but I'm going to try and work very hard to be focused on listening to each of the mayors and the speakers at the event and try not to be distracted by those emails that may be pinging in or that extra phone call that may be coming in, because it really will be valuable information and updates for you to hear.
And the other thing, if your office is open and you have people that you're all working safely together, watch it together.
Absolutely.
At least you have a little camaraderie and you can sort of talk a little bit about it as the mayors are bringing out the information. And last but not least, where would you like us to be for State of the City 2022?
I cannot wait for us to be all back together so that we can have that energy and excitement in the room of all the wonderful things that are happening. We have so many things to celebrate. When I was just reading an update from the Chamber recently on businesses that are celebrating their 30th, their 50th. One was a 60th year that they've been in business. We want to celebrate that. These companies have found a way to be successful in a very challenging economic time, and we want to celebrate that success and be able to all be back together in 2022. So my hope is, I'm extremely optimistic with all of the COVID numbers starting to trend downward, as well as the vaccines are now going in everyone's arms. Everyone, please take advantage when it's your opportunity to get that vaccine so that we can completely reopen each of our Hampton Roads communities in a safe manner. And I hope that, Priscilla, I'm going to be there joining you at each of those events.
And then I can give you a big hug.
Absolutely. We just have virtual hugs now and fist pumps.
Dawn, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate all that you and Town Bank do for the Hampton Roads Chamber. Thank you all for tuning in for Chamber Chats. We'll see you again in another 2 weeks.